Well, I think the Taliban is trying to ratchet up pressure because they want to have so-called peace talks with us. But I think it's just a ruse to get us out quicker. The Obama administration has said that they'd like to end combat operations by 2014. And so they're talking to the Taliban now. And in fact, they've been talking to the Taliban about potentially releasing 3 senior Taliban leaders from Guantanamo. One former Army chief of staff, a former governor, and a former deputy intelligence minister for the Taliban. So I think the Taliban is trying to put as much pressure as they can on the U.S. and the international forces to get us out so they can take power again.
It's going to seem very counterintuitive, I think, to a lot of our viewers who are probably listening to this and watching events in Afghanistan, thinking, wait, the Taliban are still trying to kill us on pretty much a daily, if not hourly basis, and now we're going to talk to the Taliban. Where's the logic in that?
I don't really think there's a lot of logic other than the administration's desire to get out of Afghanistan as quickly as possible, which I could understand. We've been there, since just after 9/11, a month after we went into Afghanistan. But I think negotiating with the Taliban is a mistake because, number one, they're terrorists, and number two, they're a lot like the Nazis. Instead of being supremacists for race, though, they're supremacists for their tribe and supremacists for their religion. And really, if you look at Afghanistan, I mean, it's so much of a different country than the West. The literacy rate's about 28%. That's it. The life expectancy is only 45. And they've been basically in a civil war for decades. And so a group that was helped in part by Pakistan to bring a change to Afghanistan, they basically would bring it back to the Stone Age. And so I think you have to defeat the Taliban, and to say you're going to negotiate with them, I don't think that does us any favors whatsoever.
Is it possible to defeat the Taliban?
I think you can eliminate more of their leadership than we have, and I know we're trying, absolutely, just like we eliminated bin Laden. I think that was a significant step in helping to degrade al-Qaeda. I think if you took out Mullah Omar, I think that would help in defeating the Taliban. But certainly negotiating with them is a non-starter in my view.
So are we going to leave, in your view, are we going to leave Afghanistan any better than we found it? The Brits were in there many years ago. Afghanistan reverted to the same tribal warlord culture that it always had been. The Russians went in 79, left a few years later. It reverted to the same sort of tribal culture, warlords, civil war that it always has been. Is history just going to repeat itself in 2014 when we get out?
Well, I think if we get out lock, stock, and barrel, taking everybody out in 2014, I don't think it'll be any better. And I think we'll have lost a lot of people in vain. I think just like in the cases of Germany and Japan, you need to keep a long-term presence there. I'm not talking about the kind of numbers you have in Germany, Japan, and Italy, but a footprint where you can conduct special operations raids on leadership, where you can train the Afghan army. If you just pull out completely like we did in Iraq, I think Afghanistan's going to disintegrate even worse.
Let me ask you, while I've got you here, JD, about Iran. Tension ratcheting up there too. The Iranian threat to shut down the Strait of Hormuz, the apparent assassination by somebody, we don't know who, of an Iranian nuclear scientist. Are we in now the most critical phase in our relations with Iran? A lot of people are saying this is the year that if they can do it, they will get a nuke.
Oh, I think it's very critical right now. I think we should be doing more to support the Iranian opposition. We had a golden opportunity during Iran's Green Revolution. You remember the girl Netta, who was killed out in the streets in Tehran. But President Obama stood by and he didn't really do anything. So I think we really need to be working with the Iranian opposition to overthrow this regime. Because I think some people think, well, if you just had some airstrikes, you'd take out their nukes. Or their capability to produce nukes. That's not really the case because there's some 40 underground sites in mountainous terrain. You're not just going to stop Iran's quest for a nuclear program just through airstrikes alone.